Dear Diary, what a week it was. Let me tell you about the incredible story I uncovered during my investigation. It all started with a series of daring heists orchestrated by a mysterious flying metal machine that quickly became infamous as Mechanical Monster No. 5, or MM5 for short. The chaos began with the appearance of the dreaded mechanical monsters, enormous robots wreaking havoc throughout Metropolis, robbing banks and causing mayhem. The press dubbed them with that fearsome name, and rightfully so. These mechanical behemoths seemed straight out of a sci-fi nightmare. Number 5 flew off and dropped off a payload of money to an evil inventor hiding out. Where else? But in a mountain. Big surprise, huh? The first incident occurred during the grand opening of the House of Jewels, where an astonishing $50 million worth of the world's rarest gems sparkled under the spotlight. Clark Kent, my colleague, and I were there to cover the event, but little did we know that we were about to witness something far more dramatic than a mere exhibit. The news spread about the previous robberies, and armed guards were stationed around the House of Jewels. All of a sudden, the police sounded the alarm and warned us about the mechanical monster. That's when the real action started. Lo and behold, MM5 showed up. The House of Jewels went from a place of celebration to a crime scene. A large group of policemen started shooting at the giant robot. It had transformed from a flying machine to a giant robot. The police started shooting MM5 with everything they got, but they were no match for the robot as it was bulletproof. The giant robot smashed through the door of the venue and headed straight our way. Clark seemed to be in shock, and I had to forcefully bring him out of his stupor. Poor Clark is not the bravest soul. Number 5 grabbed all the most precious gems from the exhibit, while Clark, ever the dependable gentleman, rushed to call the Daily Planet with the breaking news. I couldn't resist getting closer to the action. I had a hunch that these robots had a secret headquarters, and I was determined to find it. I noticed a second robot had already entered the venue and was in the process of looting the exhibit. So I hid in the compartment in the back of Old Lucky 13. I found myself inside the very belly of one of those metallic beasts, leaving the venue as the policeman fired on the beast with me inside of it. The robot was impervious to the bullets, just like Superman. A witness later described seeing Superman coming out of a telephone booth during that time. I could imagine it. There he was, Superman. A sight to behold, his red cape flowing in the wind, his blue suit gleaming, and his symbol of hope shining brightly. For a brief moment during that scary ride in the beast's belly, I could swear that I could see the sky outside and Superman flying above as if I had X-ray vision. I guess it was just the excitement. I felt a thud on the back of the robot, and it seemed that someone or something was trying to pry the back of the robot's compartment open. I could hear the metal giving way just a bit. I could hear an alarm sound coming from inside the robot, and the robot flipped itself upside down. I almost perished, but I held fast, and luckily got back into 13's compartment once again by the skin of my teeth. I thought I had noticed Superman falling out of the sky to the ground below.
story this is going to make.
Later, I found myself face to face with an evil mustached inventor, the man behind all the heists. He discovered me hiding and asked me about his jewels.
Going to tell me what happened to those jewels?
The villain's lair started out looking like a secret laboratory. Then I discovered that the innermost chamber looked like the heart of a volcano. He had me bound and gagged, suspended over hot lava. I would have told him what had happened to the jewels, but the evil wacko inventor had me gagged and didn't realize it.
You'll soon change your mind.
Superman!
I heard him uttered Superman's name. The villain, when he realized Superman had broken into his base, activated the 50-foot-tall mechanical monster robots from their charging stations and let loose his small army of giant robots. All the while, I was still suspended above the hot lava. From my vantage point, I could see Superman battling the robots, a bunch of fire-spewing mechanical monsters. Superman took quite a beating from the army of robots. But Superman started pummeling the robots into flaming scrap metal, and you could feel the super-powered strength of his blows. Superman, my dear diary, is the real Man of Steel and the purest of heroes. Superman made mincemeat of the robots. The ultra-greedy inventor really tried to drop me in the lava. A real psycho. But Superman quickly rescued me. The evil mustached inventor dropped hot lava liquid on us, but Superman saved me again by shielding me from the lava by standing with his back turned and extending his cape with his hands. That showed me Superman's invulnerability and heroic nature. Also, the material of his costume, I realized, is not man-made. It is something otherworldly. In the end, the whack job attempted to leap to his death, but Superman saved him just in time. Witnessing such bravery and heroism up close left me in awe. Superman truly is the Man of Steel and the embodiment of all that is good. He ultimately apprehended the villain and ensured that justice was served. Why did the evil mustached inventor use his robots to rob banks, you might ask? Well, money, of course. Some people will never be satisfied with what they have, no matter how rich they are. Today was a reminder of why I loved this job. The danger, the adrenaline, and the chance to witness true heroism in action. It's a world that fueled my passion, and I wouldn't have had it any other way. Until the next adventure, my dear diary. Yours fearlessly, Lois Lane.